This is Trey Ism, and you're watching Gems in the Rock.
Holla at your boy, you watching Gems in the Rock. We got another guest, somebody that's been putting in that work for the Rock Town for a minute. Your boy James Reaves. What's good with you, boy? Welcome.
Thank you, boss. Thanks for having me. I appreciate all that you do. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's what's up, yo. Long time coming, man. I've been trying to get you for a minute, a little bit. Glad you're a part of this. You're a native of Rochester, of course.
Right.
And in the town, they got a lot of gyms in the town, especially dealing with this basketball. We got a lot of new generation coming about. I just want to tap into your first experience when you stepped into Edison Tech. That's your school.
Right.
That you pretty much put your map down, your name was ringing bells. What was it like your freshman year at Edison Tech?
Well, I'm going to take it a step further. Even before getting to Edison, my brothers went to Edison.
Okay.
So seeing the Sean Leverts, the Damian Browns, all those guys before me, it was like, man, I got to go there. I got to play there.
Right.
So those colors, maroon and gray, I wanted it before I even went there. So that was special, me going to Edison following my brother's footsteps. Although I should have went to Franklin, because I lived right around the corner. Seeing my cousin Boswell King, Carl Jefferson, Trent Jackson, those are all guys I looked up to. So I should have went to Franklin because I lived there, but Edison was in my blood.
Wow. What made you go to Edison since, Franklin was right around the corner? Was it politics involved back then?
Nah.
You just felt like, you just couldn't, playing time there or something? Or?
So Mario Velasquez, if you don't know him, Edison guy to the fullest, Mario came to my rec, Carter Street. He must have heard about me, Kenny Jackson, West. He told all of us we coming to Edison. Once he said that, it was a no-brainer. We followed the big guy.
Okay. Your boy Mario been putting in work on the scene. That's what's up.
Right. He's a guy that don't get enough appreciation. He definitely helped me transition into Edison. He helped a lot of other brothers in the hood too.
So when you got there, what other coaching staff that was a part of that program when you was, first got to Edison?
Mike Nally, who was the football coach, always kept me level-headed, doing the right things. And then Judy Knight, God bless her, she just passed recently. She was the AD at Edison, just one who genuinely cared for each and every student. And beyond sports, she was just a good person and looked out for us. And of course, Dick O'Toole, without his knowledge that he passed on to us, I greatly appreciate Coach O'Toole.
Wow, that's what's up. So, what was it like developing your game and your position? I did some research and I hear, Jim's talk about, even though you was a big fella, you was really soft with your hands. Like, how did you possess having, that big stature and still be able to, do things with your hands? Like, most big men have trouble getting, familiar with their hands, the soft touch and whatnot. What was it like for you, getting adjusted to, high school, your freshman year, right, and developing those skills?
Well, as you know, every big man want to be a guard. I think that stuff started down in New York City, kind of passed up here. Every big guy want to be a guard. But one of my best friends that recently passed away, Deron Williams, I kind of followed in his footsteps, him and Chaz Briggs. Those were my big brothers. They were older than me, and they played varsity while I played JV. So they kind of took me under their wing, and Big Deron, he kind of taught me the jump hook, while Chaz taught me the guard skills. So I had good mentors and guys I looked up to that helped me.
So you was pretty much on the guard lines when you were in practice, doing some guard drills just to perfect your little handle as well. And
well, I was from Carter Street. I mean, anybody who know Carter Street, we got skills. Wayne Kittleberger, another one, God bless his soul. you know, the guys like that, we all had skills, but once we got the Edison, Coach O'Toole let us really ball out. There was really no putting nobody in a box. He let us hoop.
So you was all Greater in high school, Player of the Year in 2000. What was it like receiving those awards?
To be honest with you, it really didn't matter to me. As long as we won the chip and we had bragging rights, that's what mattered. You know, back in our days, to beat a East, to beat a Marshall, to beat a Wilson, you know, that meant a lot itself. So the individual accolades was nice, but just winning that championship and we won back-to-back, that was special for me.
So averaging 25 points, 17 rebounds per game. What did you take more pride in, like scoring or rebounding? Because you know you definitely was known for rebounding as well.
Right. Well, with my team, I really didn't have to score. I had another player of the year, Kenny Jackson. If you don't know Kenny Jackson, you don't know Rochester basketball.
Yeah, we trying to get him on the show. Shout out to KJ.
Yeah, he's another Carter Street guy. You know, so again, we were loaded. So Kenny Jackson, my thing was if Kenny missed, I'm going to get it. So either way it go, we're going to have a good outcome. He going to score or he going to miss, then I'm going to score. So I was a cleanup man, but they also gave me love in the post. And I used to kill him. I ain't going to lie to you.
Put backs and all that.
Right. I wasn't no dunker. I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't had no bounce. But I damn sure put the shoulder through you.
That's what's up. What was the high school rivalry like back then when you played? And which school did you hate to play or which school did you love to play?
I love to play East because they were our rival and they were just good. Brian Jackson, Cam Arterberry, DL. I mean, those guys were rough. I mean, they brought it every time. And then you had Wilson, Scrappy, Jack White, those guys, Lionel Anderson, Al Smith, Nigel Moore. And then you had Marshall, so Chauncey Leslie. So all those guys, man, every time we played, it was a good game. Not like today where you seeing teams get blowed out. Nah, every single night it was a night.
Right. It wasn't like lopsided as far as the talent was in terms of the city.
Well, it wasn't that lopsided. Edison may have been the biggest team, but Franklin probably had the fastest team.
Right.
Wilson probably had the most athletic team, whereas Marshall had a bunch of skilled guys. You know what I mean? So everybody had talent, just to be honest with you.
What was it like playing suburb schools, what have you?
I'll be honest with you, they didn't have a chance.
Right.
It's not like today. Today, you know, the suburban schools, they got skill, they got better. They got better coaching. You know, back in our time, we were just rough. I mean, we hooped from sun up to sundown. That's what we did. Right. So we used to beat up on the suburban schools. Of course, they had good teams like Rush and Rieta. They were solid, but they couldn't touch us back then. Nah.
What's up, man? I heard McQuaid was also ringing bells back then too. What was it like playing against McQuaid?
Got to give respect to McQuaid. My freshman year, I think Chris Fox was there. And if you don't know Chris Fox, again, another legend from Rochester. He was tough. Kay Lemke. Once I left, you know, Tyler Ralph and them boys were there. So McQuaid was always solid. And I wouldn't consider them no suburban school, although they're in Brighton. Right. They had talent, man.
Right. But they had inner city kids going in.
Yeah. They was tough. Yeah.
Now, your pro career, Razorsharks, right? It was said that was like the first year in Rochester, and then y'all want to win the championship, right?
Right.
Now, my question to that is, that's a big thing coming to Rochester, like a pro team, what have you. And there was a professional team before the Razorsharks.
Right.
Are you aware what team that?
Yeah, the Zeniths.
Zeniths?
Yep, Rochester Zeniths. Glenn Hagan.
No doubt.
My mentor, Glenn Hagan, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it like just being a part of the Razorsharks and getting a championship with an incredible coach? The coach
Rob Baker.
Yeah, very powerful coach.
He's with the Sixers now.
He connected with a lot of players with different personalities, different walks of life. I think he coached across seas as well before he even came to Razorsharks.
Yep.
So what was it like just being around some, well-polished, experienced coaching such as Mr. Baker, Coach Baker?
It was a good experience. You had a lot of professionals. The first person ever signed there was my best friend, Damon Stewart. Again, another Niagara graduate.
Shout out to Damon Stewart. Yes, he showed some love. Shout out to Damon.
My guy D. Stu, he was
got
the
to
first.
get him on the show. That's what's up. Yeah.
Right. So I was there with him. Chris Carwell from Duke. Eric Coley from Tulsa. Troy Brown from Providence. Keith Frill from Virginia. So as I'm naming them, you see the caliber of players we were with. Right. So practices were harder than the games, to be honest with you.
You got some big dogs down there.
So when we got to the games, it was easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right. Practice was a war in practice.
Yeah, I was winning back to back, if I'm not mistaken. Like how many? Three. That's what I'm saying. And after Baker left, it seemed like the public relations between the team and the community seemed like it left when Coach Baker left.
Right.
Why is that?
Well, Coach Baker was very unique. He came with a strong resume. He was a community guy, and he was just someone the community could relate to. So, and I respect the mess out of the Razorsharks. They're doing a good job of trying to keep it alive. It's not the same, I'm not gonna lie to you, but my man, Coach Terry Nowden, he coaches there now, and he's a good coach too. So I'm sure they'll be all right. And they have some good players after I left. Jarice Crouch, he was with me, but he was still there. Corey Allman, Rashad, those guys were solid. It's not the same, but those guys are still keeping the Razorshark name alive. So I appreciate them.
Yeah, how much do you tap into still, reaching out? Do you go back, check any game, practices, anything like that, or?
I don't, to be honest with you. I really don't have a connection with the Razorsharks right now. But I do, from afar, pay attention to what they do. Okay. And I'm glad that they do have locals finally playing, because back then we didn't have a lot of locals on those teams.
Right. Well, you definitely was the first part of that crop of the locals, what have you, which is definitely big.
Yeah.
So as far as your nickname, okay, James Reaves,
right.
Know you as MAAC.
Right.
How did that develop?
So my mom, when I was young, used to call me Mookie. So I'm too big to be called Mookie. So we shortened it up to Mook. Made it a little tougher. So that's how I got the name. It kind of stuck with me. Something I'm kind of shaking, but being from Rochester, you can't shake it.
You can't shake it. That's right. You born with it, you gonna die with that Mook
I even have the little kids, like this sucker right here, Coach Mook. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Okay. These are your kids right here?
So this is my son, Ja. And this is our best friend, Russell Ellis. Two up and coming young studs. So I keep them with me. They just got out of training, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What is it like growing up in the playgrounds of Rochester? Like, they got east, west side, all areas of playgrounds. When you was growing up, what was some of the biggest stomping grounds when you came up?
Obviously, I grew up at Carter Street. Avenue D was strong. Flint, even not Cobb's Hill, Norton Village, 3 School, all the wrecks that's around today. But one thing that changed to now, back then our community protected us.
Right.
The OGs in the hood, they wouldn't let us get involved in the stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And they kept us, doing the right thing. So I respect that. I thank all the OGs that kind of led us in the right direction and kept us out of trouble. Nowadays, you don't have that same message.
So, if you want to get on the show, Gems in the Rock, just hit me up, check the email, it's right below. I'll be glad to hit you back, chop it up. If you want to forward somebody to me, please hit me up. I'll do some research and do the best that I can. And I want to get the stories going. So, I'll let your boy. Peace.